Hey there, stargazers and DNA enthusiasts. Welcome to the mind-blowing world of genetics by Taiwo Falana. Please remember to hit the subscribe button as you enjoy every bit of this video. Imagine a world where we can read the blueprint of life. A world where we can predict diseases before they happen. A world where we can grow crops that feed millions. Sounds like science fiction, right? Well, buckle up because that world is here. And it's all thanks to genetics. From the humble pea plants of Gregor Mendel to the cutting-edge CRISPR technology, genetics has come a long way. It's not just about inheriting your mum's eyes or your dad's dimples anymore. It's about understanding the very essence of life itself. So, are you ready to dive into the fascinating world of genes and genomes? Let's go.
Picture this. It's the mid-1800s. A monk in a monastery garden is meticulously crossbreeding pea plants. Little does he know he's about to change the world. That monk was Gregor Mendel, the father of genetics. And those pea plants, they were the key to unlocking the secrets of inheritance. Mendel wasn't interested in creating the perfect pea. He was curious about how traits were passed down from one generation to the next. Mendel spent years carefully observing and recording these traits. But here's the kicker. Mendel's groundbreaking work was largely ignored during his lifetime. It wasn't until the early 1900s, long after Mendel's death, that scientists rediscovered his research. This rediscovery sparked a revolution in biology and laid the foundation for modern genetics. Pretty cool for a guy playing with peas, right?
All right, let's dive into Mendel's laws. Think of these laws as the rules of a really cool game. A game where the players are genes and the prize is getting passed on to the next generation. Ready to play? First up, we have the law of segregation. Imagine you have two coins in your pocket, one from your mom, one from your dad. When it's time to pass a coin to your kid, you randomly pick one. That's segregation in a nutshell. Each parent passes on only one version of each gene to their child. Simple, right? Next, we've got the law of independent assortment. Picture a slot machine. Each reel spins independently of the others. That's how genes behave too. The gene for eye color doesn't care what the gene for hair color is doing. They all mix and match freely. Now, let's zoom in, way in. We're talking molecular level here. Welcome to the world of DNA, the superstar molecule of life. DNA is like the ultimate cookbook. It contains all the recipes, genes needed to make you, well, you. DNA looks like a twisted ladder. We call this the double helix. The sides of the ladder are made of sugar and phosphate molecules, but the real magic happens on the rungs. These are made of 4 chemical bases: adenine, A, thymine, T, guanine, G, and cytosine, C. Remember these letters, they're the alphabet of life. These bases always pair up in a specific way, A with T and C with G. This pairing is crucial. It's what allows DNA to replicate and pass on genetic information. Without it, life as we know it wouldn't exist.
Section 5. Genetics in Medicine. Healing at the molecular level. Okay, space cadets. Let's bring genetics down to Earth and into the hospital. Genetics isn't just about pea plants and twisted ladders. It's revolutionizing medicine as we speak. We're talking about personalized treatments, predicting diseases before they happen, and even editing genes to cure illnesses. Welcome to the future of healthcare. First up, genetic testing. Imagine being able to peek into your genetic code and see what diseases you might be at risk for. That's not science fiction. It's happening right now. With a simple saliva sample, you can learn about your genetic predispositions. It's like having a crystal ball, but backed by science. But wait, there's more. Enter gene therapy. This is where we can actually fix faulty genes. Imagine a world where we can cure genetic diseases by simply replacing the broken gene with a healthy one. We're not quite there yet, but scientists are making incredible progress.
Section 6, Agricultural Genetics, Growing a Better Future. Now let's head out to the farm. But this isn't your grandpa's farm. This is farming in the age of genetics, and it's pretty amazing. We're talking about crops that can resist pests, survive drought, and produce bigger yields. It's like giving plants superpowers. Genetically modified organisms, or GMOs, have been a hot topic. Some people love them, some people fear them. But here's the deal. GMOs are simply organisms whose DNA has been tweaked to give them beneficial traits. It's like selective breeding, but faster and more precise. One cool example is golden rice. Scientists added genes to rice to make it produce beta-carotene, which our bodies turn into vitamin A. This could help prevent blindness in areas where vitamin A deficiency is common.
Section 7. Forensic Genetics. Solving Mysteries with DNA. Put on your detective hat because we're about to dive into the world of forensic genetics. This is where DNA becomes a crime-fighting superhero. It's like having a microscopic eyewitness at every crime scene. And let me tell you, this witness never lies. DNA profiling, or genetic fingerprinting, is a game-changer in forensics. Every person's DNA is unique unless you have an identical twin. This means that a strand of hair or a drop of blood can link a suspect to a crime scene with incredible accuracy. It's like leaving a signed confession, but on a molecular level. But it's not just about catching the bad guys. DNA evidence has also helped exonerate innocent people who were wrongly convicted. The Innocence Project has used DNA testing to free hundreds of people from prison. It's like having a time machine that can reveal the truth about past events.
Section 8, Ancestry and Genetics, Unraveling Our Past. All right, time travelers, let's take a trip into the past, your past to be exact. Thanks to genetics, we can now peer into our ancestral history like never before. It's like having a family tree that stretches back thousands of years. And the best part, it's written in your DNA. Genetic ancestry testing has become hugely popular. With just a swab of your cheek, you can discover where your ancestors came from. It's like a global scavenger hunt, and the clues are in your genes. You might discover you're part Viking, part Zulu, or have a dash of Neanderthal. Talk about a diverse family reunion. But it's not just about satisfying curiosity. This kind of genetic information can have real-world impacts. It can help adopted individuals connect with their biological roots. Section 9, The Ethics of Genetics, Navigating Uncharted Territory. Hold on to your lab coats, folks, because we're about to enter some choppy waters. The world of genetics is exciting, but it also raises some big ethical questions. It's like we've been given a superpower, and now we have to figure out how to use it responsibly. One hot topic is genetic privacy. Your DNA contains a lot of personal information. Who should have access to it? Could it be used against you, say by insurance companies or employers? It's like having your diary published for the world to see. We need to find a balance between advancing science and protecting individual privacy. Then there's the question of genetic engineering in humans. We can already select embryos to avoid certain genetic diseases. Section 10, Conclusion, The Endless Frontier of Genetics. Well, fellow genetic explorers, we've come to the end of our journey, but in reality, we're just at the beginning. The world of genetics is like a vast, uncharted galaxy. We've only explored a tiny fraction of what's out there. And the discoveries keep coming at warp speed. From unraveling the mysteries of our past to shaping the future of medicine, genetics is changing the world in ways we never thought possible. It's helping us fight diseases, solve crimes, grow better crops, and understand our own identities. It's like having a user manual for life itself, but with great power comes great responsibility. As we continue to push the boundaries of genetic science, we need to think carefully about the ethical implications. We're not just observers in this genetic revolution, we're active participants. Our choices today will shape the world of tomorrow. So keep your eyes on the stars, your feet on the ground, and your mind open to the wonders of genetics.